Good day, everyone. We're down to the last lesson of Module 4. This is Lesson 5, Digital Literacy Skills in the 21st Century. But before that, I will share my screen first. Okay. I hope that my screen is visible to you again. Good day. This is Module 4, Non-Digital and Digital Skills and Tools in Delivering Technology-Enhanced Lessons. Lesson 5, Digital Literacy Skills in the 21st Century. Here are the lesson outcomes. Identified and described the elements of digital literacies and conducted a self-evaluation on level of digital literacy skill. This is the reason why I did give you a Google form for you to answer a survey. No, that is actually a self-evaluation on level of digital literacy skills. Specifically, that is the digital literacy skills self-inventory. Okay. The 21st century has redefined digital literacy. It has broadened its perspective to include other aspects of the 21st context. These literacies include cyber literacy or digital literacy, media literacy, arts and creativity literacy, financial literacy, multicultural literacy, or what we call the global understanding. This lesson will focus on digital skills and digital literacy as a response to the 21st century developments. The millennial students are generally tech savvy. No, we call it digital natives. They practically know how to go about a tablet, an iPad, a smartphones, or laptops better than anyone else. This suggests their digital skills. However, are all students digital literate? No, that's a very big question. Thinking on how to use the digital tools, accessing information, and exhibiting ways of working in a globally competitive context, together with skills in living in the 21st century, refer to the digital literacies. Although we have the skills, no, in manipulating all those things, but then again, when it comes to literacy, are we literate enough, no, when it comes to digital concept? Okay. But before that, I will show you the result of the digital literacy skills self-inventory of the two sections. We just have to look into it, no? Kung anong ang result. Let's try to look at the trend. Okay. So I have here the other section of CPE107. You answer the survey, no? And then if we're gonna look at, we have three colors here. So blue here is very confident, red is somewhat confident, and orange is not confident. If we're going to look at the result here, you would notice that all of you, most of you here are nasa between, in between, that it's somewhat confident. No? I think the one of the implication of this is that you know how to manipulate things, but then again, you have a little knowledge when it comes to digital concepts. When I say digital concepts, it doesn't mean that, or I am not referring only to the terms, no, and other definitions related to digital or technology. Okay, so that's it, no. If we're gonna look at other sections, the other section, the same, no, the same pa rin yan. Sorry. Okay. So most of the answers nasa gitna, no, somewhat confident. Okay, let's go back. So what are digital literacies, by the way? Digital literacies are the individual's capabilities to be able to effectively and responsibly function and perform in a digital society. The term digital literacy was coined by Paul Gilster in 1997, and it came from the discussion of the concepts on visual literacy when images and nonverbal symbols try to capture the knowledge. Technological literacy requiring one to be able to use technology in addressing a need. And then computer literacy, which in the 1980s started to become a household item manipulated to achieve one's target. And information literacy, which refers to the finding, evaluating, using, and sharing of information. So all of those concepts are actually part of the term digital literacy. So those are the concepts of digital literacy. In the teaching and learning context, digital literacy is an important competence. That is really true. Actually, nowadays, if you're gonna find a job or look for a job, part of which should have you have to be digital literate. No, you have digital skills. Yes, digital literacy skills, and of course, you are digitally literate. Yeah. So in the teaching and learning context, digital literacy is an important competence. In school, it has become a buzzword which refers to the ability to access, process, understand, utilize, create media content using information technologies in the internet, according to his 2012. Study the varied digital literacies discussed as follows. So let's try to look at the different um, digital literacies as per se. Okay. The first one we have is the term media literacy. Media literacy is one's ability to critically read information or content and utilize multimedia in creatively producing communications. I think the description is very understandable, so let's run through. The next one is information literacy, is locating information from the web and interpreting while evaluating its validity in order that it can be shared. Again, if we're going to look at media literacy here is uh, you have the ability to critically read information and content and then use the content or the information to produce creatively communications. In the case of information literacy, this is now ability to locate information from the web. You interpret the information and then you validate the information of the content of the information for you to share it. Now that is information literacy. Number three we have is ICT literacy, is knowing how to select and use digital devices, applications, or services to accomplish tasks requiring the use of the internet. So the concept of ICT literacy naman is, for example, your teacher will be asking you to do this task, and then for you to and you think that for you to finish it quickly and for you to finish it effectively and efficiently, you will be using these digital devices. No? So I meant to say when it comes to ICT literacy, this is now the time, this is the ability for you to select and use digital devices in appropriate manner. No? That would require, of course, the use of internet. That is ICT literacy. I hope the first three terms here are clear. The next one is communications and collaboration. No? Are one's capabilities in being able to participate in the digital networks in the teaching and learning context. Ang dami nito, no? There are a lot of fora, or there are a lot of forum, no, groups sa internet that are talking with the same kind of profession. Like for example, group for medical doctors, group for teachers. Okay, so in here they are able to communicate with each other. They collaborate with each other in such a manner that they're exchanging ideas on how to discuss that particular topic. For example, no, so sa mga high school teachers, so they're communicating with each others on the new pedagogies that they may share. No, okay, so that is communications and collaboration. Okay. Next, we have is identity management. Identity management is being able to understand how to ensure safety and security in managing online identity and foster a positive digital reputation. So identity management naman, it is more on this is now your ability or capability to make sure that all of the things you are doing in the internet is safe, and then of course you are secure. Okay, so this is identity management. Like for example, siguro by the time you are opening a particular link, you have to confirm if the link really is legit, something like that, no? And then you made sure that your passwords are kept in a particular manner in such a way na hindi siya mahack, no? So that is identity management. Okay. Another digital literacy we have is what we call learning skills. Our ways of knowing how to study and learn in a technology enriched environment. This is knowing how to utilize technology in addressing the need to learn efficiently. So learning skills is different naman with ICT literacy. If we're gonna look at learning skills here is very broad. No, meaning to say you are able to you have the you are have the capability or ability to study and learn in a technology enriched environment. Now that is learning skills. And then of course, the bottom line here is for you to utilize, you have the knowledge to utilize technology in addressing the need to learn efficiently. Now, like for example, if I am a biology major and I have a subject, what do you call this, anatomy and physiology, so I will be using perhaps mga applications that could help me understand um, anatomy and physiology more, no? Something like that. So that is learning skills. Next, the last one we have is digital scholarship. Digital scholarship is being able to think and participate in professional and research practices. Meaning to say, this is I think if we're going to look at the description of digital scholarship, this is now the part wherein you innovate, no? You innovate and then you put things into practice. You put things into professional practice and of course research practice. So perhaps you are using now technology, you know, your ideas about technologies, your ideas about pedagogies and technologies, and then you come up with a research or a particular idea, somewhat like that. So that is what we call digital scholarship. Okay, so again, those are the digital literacies. We really have to know those things before we can say at some point that we are digital literate. Okay, somewhat like that. Anyway, not all of those things will be perfected man naman. No, just make sure that at some point sa lahat ng nabanggit ay meron kang konti ng ganyan, somewhat like that, no? That's actually a good start of being digital literate, especially for people who are not really into technology, no? Mga tinatawag nating digital immigrants. Okay. So one important component of digital literacy is having an in-depth understanding of concepts requiring essential core skills. Of course naman, before we are yun nga, sabi ko kanina, no, one of the things that we are to look at when it comes to literacy is we have to look for the concepts of digital, somewhat like concepts of digital, somewhat like that, or concepts of technology. But again, when it comes to digital literacy, hindi naman siya nakafocus lang naman sa concepts, no? That's beyond concept. These core skills are known as the C's of the 21st century skills. Okay, so those are the C's of the 21st century skills, or we call it the 4 C's of the 21st century skills. Okay, so the 4 C's of the 21st century skills refer to critical thinking, creativity, um, and innovation, no? Critical thinking and problem solving, communication, and collaboration. To perform well in this century, you need to develop and enhance these skills, namely creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. All of these 21st century skills are essentials for students to do well in school and, of course, and succeed in the workplace. Now, let's try to look at first critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking is learning how to solve problems. Okay, so whatever type of problems, malusutan, no? So it teaches students not to accept immediately claims, without seeking the truth. And it is the ability to differentiate facts from opinions and not only just learn a set of facts or figures, but also discover these for the sake of knowing what ought to be. Now ito, it is the ability to remember it teaches students not to accept immediately claims. Meaning to say, wala gaanong fake news when it comes to critical thinking. We really have to. That is our problem nowadays because there are a lot of things na sinasabi nating fake news, no. And for us, no, for us to be legit na tinatawag, we really have to confirm. We have to research. We have to read and we really have to use our brains, no, so that we can identify which is which. Okay, and of course, it is the ability to differentiate facts from opinion. Okay, the very important thing when it comes to critical thinking would be facts, no, and of course, we really have to harness the concept of facts, no, not opinions, because opinions can maybe opinions are assumptions, no, wala siya basis, somewhat like that. So we do away with opinions and we go to facts. Okay, next is creativity. Creativity requires students to think out of the box and to take pride in what is uniquely theirs. So, very good, no? Of course, when it comes to creativity, ito yung gusto nating makuha ng mga estudyante natin, no? How to be creative, no? Kasi nga, the problem here is that all of the information, all of the things can be seen on the internet. Therefore, there is a problem when it comes to authenticity of their work, no? That is why challenging kayo ang concepts of creativity. But then again, for us to survive, no, for us to survive, especially our students to survive in workplace, the battlefield sa life, we really have to harness their creativity. Now, it requires students to think out of the box and to take pride in what is uniquely theirs. Okay, it means that it will be able to look at the problem from multiple perspectives, including perspectives, including can propose multiple possibilities and alternatives to address a problem, and they need to take calculated risks. Creativity encourages students to think beyond the expectations of conventions. No, kanang when we say creativity encourages students to think beyond the expectations of conventions, we do away with the typical ones. No, okay, we really have to think out of the box. Okay, beyond that, okay, that may solve the problem quickly, somewhat like that. Okay, however, creativity may not ensure success all the time, but it may lead to another direction that can actually be a better way of figuring out how to solve the problem, those that others may not see. Of course nga, when it comes to creativity kasi, no, we are to think out of the box. Therefore, if that is the solution which is out of the box, no, somewhat like that, it doesn't mean that if you think creatively, it doesn't mean that that is a success. Like, no, no. So that is why sinabi dito, creativity may not ensure success all the time. But then again, it will lead you to another one that you really have to think further pag yun. No, you have to think na naman another way. No, you have to think out of the box in another box na naman so that you can solve the problem. So that is creativity. The terms are very complicated. They are very complex, no, because we really needed to harness the holistic approach sa mga estudyante natin so that they will succeed in the workplace and of course again in the battlefield of life. Okay. The next C here is what we call communication. Communication makes students express their ideas in the clearest and organized manner. In a way, sa mga bata ngayon, they are very expressive, no? But then again, the problem here is that there are a lot of issues nowadays, and then marami naman talagang mga millennials, they are communicating, no? They're expressing their ideas, and then the ideas are very clear, and of course they're organized at the same time. But then again, it lacks something, which is it lacks something. It lacks manner, somewhat like that, no? Through varied modes, face-to-face, technologically mediated, or a blended medium, they need to know how to efficiently and clearly convey ideas. We have to make sure, children, that when we convey ideas, when we communicate, when we express our ideas, make sure that it has to have manner, no? So wag manapak ng tao when although we are very intelligent, no, we are very expressive, we know a lot of words and terms for us to express ourselves, but it doesn't mean that we have the right now to stop the other person, no, na just to make sure na ikaw talaga yung nakakalaman. So it's not the purpose of communication. Okay. The last C we have is the term collaboration. I think this is one of the highlighted part of the 21st century skills, because we also believe that two is better than one. No, somewhat like that. We can actually harness the essentiality of ideas when it comes to collaboration. Okay. So collaboration happens when students know how to work well with others to accomplish a given task or solve a problem at hand. So this is a 21st essential. When students are made to work with others in a pair or in a team, they are given the chance to practice how to relate with others. Now, because you will be talking. The problem here now is how to manage the group. No, all you have to do here is be a good listener and be a good talker. No, kasi ang nangyari when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to group works, for example, parang siguro for you to express really na ikaw yung nakakalaman, you are talking a lot, no? But mind you, in the term communication and the term collaboration, listening skills also is very important. Though that is very, very important. They may be working with classmates they do not really prefer to work with, but with guidance, you can teach them to tap on the capabilities of each other of the team and collaboratively achieve the goal. That's a challenge din, no, pag mag-groupings tayo, because since the teacher will choose us randomly or assign the groupings randomly, meaning to say there is a big chance na yung mga ayaw nating may sali sa grupo natin, magiging ka-member natin. Okay, but then again, future teachers, you will be future teachers. Mind you that there has to be, or we have to look for the core essentiality of the term collaboration. No, it's not more on hindi natin gusto na maging membro siya sa grupo, but then again, that is more on how to deal with different personalities also. Okay, so eventually, when they leave school, they will definitely see the need to know how to collaborate with others in order for them to accomplish a job. That is very important, and you have prepared them for it. In other words, collaboration teaches students that groups can create something bigger and better than you can on your own. No, because of course I do believe, as for myself, yeah, as for myself, there are a lot of times talaga na I really wanted to work on my own. I think, no, as for myself, no, I think I am more efficient if I will be doing the thing on my own. But then again, I did not discard naman the essentiality or the benefit of the term collaboration, because the good thing of collaborating to other people is that you can gain a lot of ideas, no, for you to input for that particular problem, and that would be a big solution for that problem. Okay. Okay, so I hope that you understand all four C's of the 21st century skills. Again, those are the critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration. Again, these are the 21st century skills that are essential to our students to do well in for them to do well in school, and of course for them to succeed in the workplace. No, that's our main goal naman, for our students to succeed in the workplace. Okay. But then again, in addition to the forces, meron din tayo tinatawag na citizenship and character. Citizenship is known as netizenship in the virtual world. No? I'm sure nakarinig na tayo sa term na netizenship. No? So that is the term in the virtual world. This is making the person consider how one behaves accordingly by observing the norms and rules that are in accordance with what are socially and virtually acceptable. As a result, one is projecting a reputable digital identity, which is his or her character. Ang ibig sabihin lang naman is that Of course, we have the term citizenship. Okay? Ang tao, somewhat like that in a particular place. Meron din tayong term na netizenship, which is the people inside the virtual world, somewhat like that. So ang sinabi dito, this is making the person consider one. So this is actually now of considering how people behaves in the virtual world, no, and act accordingly, no, sa tinatawag nating norms and rules. Okay, so that is why, although hindi tayo for example, in a particular group, although we are not physically there, respect, no, the term respect and some of the good aspects of being a citizen should still be there, no, kahit hindi kayo nakasama physically, and that is what we call character. Okay, so that is now the concept of citizenship and character. Citizenship. But then again, if you are to talk about for the virtual world, we are talking about netizenship. So netizenship and character. So netizenship, we behave accordingly sa norms and rules sa virtual world, and then by that you are projecting a reputable character. Okay. So yun nga, no. In the virtual world, if you are gonna post something, for example, in social media, just make sure that you are not using bad words. For example, you are not posting something that could harm other people. Okay, so that is being somewhat the concept of netizenship and character. Okay, so that's it. I hope that is very clear. No, the relationship of citizen and character. Again, netizenship in the virtual world. In the physical world, we call it citizenship. Okay. Now let's proceed to the differences between digital literacy skills and then digital literacy. Although they have their own differences, but then again, they are working hand in hand. No? For you to be what you call this, for you to be literate, you must have skills, or for you to have skills, you have to be digital literate. Okay, somewhat like that. So they have a mutual understanding with each other. Okay, so digital literacy skills are required in the wired world, meaning to say digital literacy skills are required in the virtual world. These skills vary from texts. Okay, so digital literacy skills vary from texts to, okay, wait, to images. Okay, okay. I'm sure you're very familiar with those spaces, no? So these skills or digital literacy skills vary from text to images to multimedia.
Set the night light. Hey! The city, the little fucking sound. Light it up like dynamite. Oh,
Okay.
get it, let it roll.
Yeah, and I believe you are very familiar with those, with the two clips of what do you call this? Videos. No, the first one is the trailer of the music video Dynamite by BTS, and of course the music trailer or the music video trailer of Butter, which is of course still from BTS. No, I am an army, by the way. Okay, so again, these skills or the digital literacy skills vary from text to images to multimedia. So future teachers who will be handling students considered as tech savvy should equip themselves with competencies and fluencies needed to handle the fast emerging tools and applications that should be able to handle even artificial intelligences. No, that is why for public school teachers, they really have their trainings in ICT because the new generation here is they are tech savvy, no? So we really need to have teachers who also have skills when it comes to technology, no? Hindi naman kailangan na talaga yung superior na level, no? Yung at least man lang maka-manipulate, yun lang. Okay? That's the basic one, no? Extra na yung maging superior ka when it comes to technology. Okay. Now, Lynch 2017 identified 8 digital literacy skills needed to become digital literate. Again, this particular research or article identified 8 digital literacy skills. Kailangan daw ito, no? We needed these literacy skills to become digitally literate. And these are, the first one is coding. Okay. Klaro naman siguro sa picture natin, no? That is coding. Those are the codes. If you are if you know how to code those, no, sa mga HTML blah. So that's it. You can what you call this? Okay, familiar is that one. Okay. In Pisay, no, grade 7 pa lang, I think they will be having their subject programming. No? That is part of their subject computer science, CS. Okay, grade 7 sa Pisay. I don't know pa if magiging ganyan na yung curriculum, but nung nasa Pisay pa ako, I think I heard, no, from them that the curriculum for CS, I think, will be changing, and then grade 7 will be starting to have programming, basic programming, no, bongga. Okay, so coding is a universal language, no? So lahat ng mga nakikita natin sa computer natin, that is part of what we call coding. So basic understanding of HTML, no? Naka-HTML5 na ata ngayon, CSS and the like will create a shared understanding of what can be done with the web pages. Now let's try to look at really yung mga tinatawag nating coding, no? Punta tayo sa dito tayo. Okay. Okay. Siguro dito. Let's try to look at inspect. Okay. No? Kung if meron kang naka-open dyan na anong website, i-right click mo lang yan and then click inspect. Okay? And then ito yung lalabas. Okay, di ba? Yung mga languages na yan, yung mga codes. So those are actually coding, no? And then I think that this is the code for HTML. Okay, yan. Doc type is HTML. So ito yun siya. Ayan, nandyan. Okay. So the codes are actually, but we can perhaps we can equate it to our DNA, no, to our genes, no. We have these codes, and then the product of these codes ay ito. Okay. So the same with our DNA, the same with our genes, no? So this is our physical appearance dictated by our genes. Okay, somewhat like that. Okay, so let's go back. So that is coding now. Oh my gosh. So kailangan pala tayong makakuha ng ganito. So yan. Next is collaboration. So the use of Google Docs, among others, allows students to begin experimenting with effective online collaboration. No, if you have your project, let's open Google Docs. Okay, if you have a project, for example, kung magte-thesis na kayo, no. But then again, children, the problem here is that you really have to have an internet connection. So let's put it to Google Docs or Google Docs. Okay. So like for example, if you have, I'm sorry, forms ani gawas. Sorry. Docs.google.com. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So for example, you have report, no, a science lab report. Okay, let's just click this template, no. Okay. For example, you have your science lab report. So ano bang gagawin natin? So for you to collaborate well, all you have to do is to create a document, no, using this one, docs.google.com. Yun lang yung search natin. And then you will see here that the panel here or the interface is just the same with our MS Office, no, the document, no. Although there are some features, no, limited yun siya because we are using the online format. Okay. So for example, you have your science lab report and then you're gonna share this for the whole group. Lahat kayo can access this document, no? Kahit saan. And then anyway, if we still have time, I will be sharing you how to use all the products of Google, perhaps. But then again, this particular document can be shared and all of you can edit simultaneously your paper. And then ang kagandahan pa, malalaman dito kung sino yung nag-edit sa ganito at sa ganyan. Okay? So, kung meron mang mali, siguro you can point automatically that, oh, you're this one, this part here, Fernando is wrong. Can we delete it? Somewhat like that. Okay? So, of course, meron namang pang convo dito, meron tayong merong parang chat box or meron tayong comment history, sorry. Okay. So may comment dyan. And then of course, you can find again kung sino yung nag-edit. Okay. And then yung version ng inyong report or document, you can also look for the different versions, no? Again, automatic siya ma-save. And then lahat ng versions ninyo na ginawa ninyo sa Google Docs na ito can be seen actually. Okay, pwede siya makita, no? Pwede nating mahanap. Okay. Sige. So this is good for collaboration. Again, the very requirement lang yun is the internet connection. So that's the problem now. Okay. But then again, this is very nice. So that is for collaboration. The next one we have is the term, yeah, no, I'm sure you are very familiar with these, no? We have Dropbox, of course, we have our Google Drive, we have our Box, we have our OneDrive for Microsoft, okay. Google Drive, of course, for Google. Okay. So cloud software, this is essential part of the document management. The cloud is used to store everything from photos to research projects to term papers and even music and even photos or videos you can save there. Okay. So tingnan ko, ipapakita ko sa inyo yung Google Drive ko. Okay. So Google Drive naman, all I have to do is drive.google.com. Okay. I also have my Google Drive here sa upos. Kung titignan natin, this is the icon for Google Drive. And this is, ang kagandahan nito ay always siya nagsisync basta may internet connection. Okay. And then of course, since naka-cloud siya, wherever you are, you can access your your document, no? As long as you are connected to internet. So this is my Google Drive. Okay. This is nice for this is very nice for document management, no? So nandyan lahat yung ito yun siya. So yung mga folders ko and my other documents. Okay. Okay. Actually, this is just a typical folder, no? But then again, the nice thing here is ano siya, naka-cloud. Kung titingnan nyo lang naman, no, this is my computer, and then I have my Google Drive here, no? Para lang talaga siyang folder, no? Pero a specialized folder kasi nga masisync niya siya sa cloud. Okay. So you can access this everywhere. Of course, you already know that meron na itong app sa cellphone. So meaning to say you can access your documents using your cell phone. Just make sure you are connected to the internet. Diyan siya. So typical na folder lang talaga siya, pero nagsisync siya sa cloud. Okay. Okay. I think that's it for cloud software. Next part is the word processing software. Of course, I am This is the interface of my MS Office. I am using MS 365. No, I am using MS 365, and this is the document software. Okay. Okay. Next, we have is the screencasting. A screencast is a video recording using the computer screen and usually includes an audio. When you take a picture on the screen of your computer, it is called a print screen, no? So meron tayong mga shortcut keys on how to print screen. So meron tayo for Windows, you can simultaneously click the window button or the window key, and then the print screen, no, sa taas sa imuhang keyboard you have PRTSC or simply PRTSC. Okay, nakadepende yan. Okay, so I am actually using this. I am doing now. I am actually doing screencasting because I am recording. I am video recording. No, but then again, there are a lot of video recording, so that is what we call screencasting. So yung ginamit ninyo to record your report, that is what we call screencasting. Okay. Okay. Next would be the personal archiving. Students should be taught the concepts of metadata, tagging, keywords, and categories to make them aware how are they represented online. So ang dami nito no, yung mga tags. When you upload your videos on YouTube, merong part doon na you can type tags. No? So what is the purpose of tagging? The purpose of tagging is, of course, madali siyang makategorize, no? So sa mga tags na binigay mo. And then of course, since naka-categorize yan based on tags, madali siyang ma-search. Okay. So that is personal archiving. We use tagging or keywords very rampant nowadays, no? Even when you are writing your research paper, if you are going to submit it online to a particular journal, you have to write keywords or taggings, no? Okay. Next is information evaluation. I think this is very important, no? Critical thinking to weed out fake news is a crucial 21st century skill. The use of tools and skills needed to process information are very much needed kasi nga just one click away, ang dami nating information makukuha for a particular topic. Now, ang gagawin natin ngayon for us to weed out fake news, we have to ensure we have to evaluate the information if that is true. So how to evaluate? Of course, you read more. Okay, you have to read more, and then you compare the information, and you can see there the differences, no? And then of course, by doing that, you can now weed out fake news. And the last one, digital literacy skills needed to become digitally literate is of course use of social media. I think this one, parang hindi na natin kailangan. What I mean is that this particular skill, no, sa Philippines is is very common. So hindi na ito unusual para sa ating lahat. No, use of social media, especially now na nasa pandemic tayo, no. Okay, social media serves different purposes depending on the user, the technology, and the need. For example, students should realize that Twitter can be useful for staying current on the latest news in the field. The nice thing of Twitter is, all of the things that are current, you can actually see there. But mind you everyone that ang Twitter ngayon, wala na siyang gaanong, wala na masyadong nag-aalaga sa Twitter when it comes to for security, somewhat like that, no? Ang Twitter ay parang naging na siya, parang mini porn site na din yung Twitter natin. It is because parang wala nang nagre-regulate masyado sa Twitter. That is why there are a lot of videos and pictures that are not suitable for very young audiences kung tatawagin. Okay? So that is why I would not advise any more Twitter to use Twitter to use for classes. No, I will not advise it. No, I would advise perhaps Facebook because there are a lot of regulations sa Facebooks, in YouTube, in Tumblr, for example, in WhatsApp, and so on. Okay, so nakadepende na siya. Do away with Twitter. Okay, sige. Next. Okay, digital literacy has been defined in many ways that is understandable by
Good day again,
both
everyone.
digital
We'll be
literacy.
discussing Module 4, Non-Digital and Digital Skills and Tools in Delivering Technology Enhanced Lesson.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. No, parang natapos na yung na-edit ko na video. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Okay, digital literacy has been defined in many ways that is understandable. Okay, wait, kasi wala na share. Okay, hindi nga na share. So wait. Okay. Sige. So digital literacy, I hope you can now see it, no? My screen. I hope that is clear, visible. Okay. So digital literacy has been defined in many ways that is understandable by both digital natives. Pag sinasabi nating digital natives, ito yung mga tech savvy, no? And digital immigrants, pag sinasabing digital immigrants, ito yung mga baguhan, ito yung parang wala pa gaanong alam, something like that. No? Digital immigrants. Teachers and students should not only be proficient in how to use but they need to see the information and media technology to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills. So hindi lang more on skills, but also the need to see information and media technology to find, no? So meaning to say this is beyond skills pa, no? We really have to be literate when it comes to digital concepts. Okay, so here are examples of how digital skills or proficiency support digital literacy. Okay, for sending an email or text, okay, for digital literacy, you decide, evaluate the proper digital channel for online communication with peers, teachers, and parents. Using Microsoft Office or Google, identify the benefits and drawbacks of each digital tool. Di ba? So dapat nating malaman yan. Evaluate critically which tool is most effective for the project at hand. Tweeting, posting to Facebook, uploading a video to YouTube, or posting a photo to Instagram, those are skills. Okay, but when it comes to literacy, navigate the social media safely to protect oneself. Okay, so meaning to say, if you are to post something, you have to check if you are protecting yourself, if you are not divulging very personal information. Identify hate, propaganda, and fake news. Although you can post to Facebook, you know how to post something sa Facebook, but then again, you have to identify that there should, or you have to make sure that you do post hate, propaganda, or fake news. Okay, so that is digital literacy. The last one, researching from the World Wide Web. Of course, meron tayong skills how to research, no? We can type google.com and so on. But then again, when it comes to the literacy side, evaluate the information online. No? Is the site legitimate? Okay, is the author an expert? No? And then, is the information current or dated? Is the idea neutral or biased? So that is beyond skills. If we're going to look at our digital skills or being proficient, no, in using digital or technology, should take hand in hand with digital literacy. We have to be literate for us to successfully use our technology well. Okay, so those are for lesson 5, and I think that is the end of the lesson. Okay. Okay. If you have questions, okay, that is the end of lesson five. Sorry, Nagham. So that is the end of lesson five. If you don't have, I hope that we are done. No, we are done module four, and we are now ready for our class reporting. Anyway, also the same with I mentioned kanina, no, sa ibang lessons, you will be doing different tasks related to lesson 5. Okay? So these are, I hope you understand well lessons 1 to 5 for module 4. So if you have questions, no, do not hesitate to type it to ang GC for me to answer your concern. Okay? Thank you for listening. Goodbye everyone.